Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for Wlbt Plus. My name is Kara Shirley. I'm your digital news desk host, and it is Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right? Yes, it's Tuesday, January the 21st. The past several weeks have just been like weird for me. Days weird. I feel like January has gone by so fast. Usually, January seems to creep by, but not this time, not this year, for me at least. So, but I do appreciate all of you tuning in. If you're watching on our website, WLBT.com, or through our mobile app, thank you so much for being here. And if you're watching on any of our social streams, whether that's Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, don't forget you can always join in the conversation here. If you have any comments, questions, thoughts, suggestions, anything like that, feel free to leave it in the comment section. I do ask that you be nice, but of course, it is a free country. You can say what you want. So, but we do ask that you be respectful, at least, to each other out there. So, I do appreciate all of you tuning in. And so, we got 54 people tuned in so far right now on our social stream. Thank you guys so much. Let me know where you're watching from. Have you gotten any snow? I live up north of the res. No snow. Of course, no snow here in Jackson, either in the metro area, but there are a lot of places that are getting snow. There was even a blizzard warning down in Louisiana, a blizzard warning in Louisiana. I mean, that's crazy. I've never in my life thought that that is words that I would hear, that there was a blizzard warning down there, but lots of snow in the southern part of Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, that state over there. We got a lot of snow and even some in our area. I'm going to show you the Market Max camera right now that is in Tylertown, just so you can see the kind of snow that they are getting over there. Let me get this pulled up for you. It's actually quite beautiful out there, and you can see there's no one on the roads. There have been people on the roads. Oh, we got somebody driving very slowly. Look right behind the Chevron sign right here. He should be coming out. There you go. See that? Driving very slowly, very cautiously. That's the way that you should be driving if it is snowing in your area and you have to get out. If you don't have to get out, don't do it. Just stay home. Don't get out on those roads, especially down there. Now, if we look over downtown Jackson right now, we're going to see we got nothing. Here we go. Let me show you. Well, I didn't show you here. Now let me show you. Here is our camera over downtown Jackson, courtesy of Jackson Water. You can see not even a dusting there. Not even a dusting. So I wish that we could have gotten some snow here, especially since we have such frigid temperatures. I mean, absolutely frigid temperatures. But, at least some people around us got snow. There was somewhere else where I was looking on our camera earlier, and we had some flurries happening. I believe maybe it was in Byram. Nope, it wasn't in Byram. But you can go to our website, WLBT.com, and you can check out all of our sky cams there, and you can see what it's looking like around the area. Not a lot of places on here getting snow. We got Tylertown getting snow, and some of you have even sent us some of your snow pictures. We can go to our website and see the pictures there, but I'm going to show you one real quick. It's so pretty. Something magical about the snow, right? Am I right? All right, let me get this one pulled up for you guys. Here we go. Look at that, how pretty that is. And you got beautiful little red bird there on the fence post. It is actually quite Christmas looking there to me, with the little red bird and the snow coming down. It is beautiful out there. And then we also have another photo that someone has sent in to us. Let me show this to you here on the website. You can see the snow. This is I-55 in Pike County. So that's what it looked like there. You can always go to our website and submit a photo. If you've got photo of video of snow coming down in your area, go to our website. You see this story right here. That is the very first story. If you click on it, and you scroll down, you'll be able to see the video that I just shared with you, see the picture I shared with you. And then right here at the bottom, it says you can submit your photos and videos of the snow to WLBT right here. And when you do that, it takes you to this place where you can go to submit your photos. But doing that allows us to show them. It gives us you give us copyright clearance basically to be able to show your photos. Of course, we will give you credit for the photo being sent in to us, but we appreciate whenever you do that, whether it's snow or just a beautiful day outside or stormy weather out. We always appreciate you guys letting us know what's going on out there. So looking here at our stream, we've got Nan is watching from Pinola. Pinola, you got any snow there? Any dusting, anything over there? Phyllis is watching from Bassfield and said they are getting snow. Virginia Chase says, happy snow day to everyone. What is tomorrow going to be like? We're going to take a short, quick look at your forecast here in just a few minutes. But today at 2:30, our First Alert weather team will be in here and they'll be able to give you a more in-depth, detailed look at your forecast and let you know what's going to be happening tomorrow, as well as the warm up that we are going to be having over the weekend. So you want to tune in to there. Tune in then. Jeanette is in Natchez, says that it's snowing there. And Miss Sandra is watching from St. Dominic's. Miss Sandra, I thought about you last week. I was actually a patient at St. Dominic's. I had a great experience there from the emergency room all the way to the regular hospital room, getting admitted, all that not fun stuff of being in the hospital. But I did have a great experience as far as all of the people that were working there, the nurses and all the staff and everything. But I thought about you when I was there. I was like, I wonder where Miss Sandra works here. I'd like to be able to say hey to her because you're always tuning in. But I was there hanging out with you a couple of days last week, even though you may not be aware of it. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the news here. We've got some stories to update you on, something that happened this morning, and then we're going to take a look at some celebrations that happened yesterday with Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and also looking at some of the inauguration activities and festivities that happened in Washington, D.C. First, though, the first thing we're going to talk about this afternoon rather, is a house fire that happened. This happened in Canton. According to the Madison County Fire Chief, minor of the fire, the home. So the house fire broke out just after 10 o'clock this morning. It was on East North Street over there in Canton. Space heater caught a blanket on fire that was in the front bedroom of the home. There were at least 3 children inside of the home when the fire broke out. So an 8-year-old did attempt to put the fire out, and unfortunately he did sustain some minor burns to his stomach. He was treated at the scene. He wasn't taken to the hospital, so they were very minor burns. So when the Canton Fire Department arrived there, the home was fully involved. And Canton Fire said that it started in the bedroom and then spread to the attic. So the fire is no longer a threat. It is out at this point. It did spread to the family's car as well and cause slight damage to neighboring homes there. But again, this happened in Canton. It was on East North Street there in Canton. And that's why it is so important during these extremely cold temperatures when you're using these extra things or possibly using extra things like space heaters and even electric blankets and things. You use them and make sure you're using them in a safe manner, keeping them 3 feet away from anything that is flammable, making sure that there's no frayed cords on them, things such as that. Thankfully, though, the children that were in the house, they did get out. The one child did have some minor injuries, but if we get any more information on this, we will certainly bring it to you and keep you updated on that. Now, overnight near Robinson Road and McDowell Road Extension, there was a water pipe that burst because of the cold weather, the very cold weather. So here you can see it here on your screen. The outdoor water station was at near Walgreens. It burst in multiple areas of the pipe, spewing water for hours on end. I mean, you can see the puddles there on the screen. So a ditch between the parking lot and the roadway caught the overflowing water and then ended up freezing a little bit. So had a little ice skating rink there. Probably not safe to actually ice skate on, but crews did arrive shortly after 8:30 and they were able to shut the water off. Of course, this is just one of the examples that we're seeing of frozen pipes bursting in our area as a result of the cold weather. So we want to remind you, don't forget to insulate your pipes in your home so you don't have that kind of water spewing in your home. But make sure you have your pipes insulated. If you have any outdoor pipes, that leave your water, your faucets dripping just a little, not too much to tax the system, but enough to help keep it from freezing up. And even sometimes just opening up your cabinets so the heat can get into the cabinets where the pipes are, where they come into the house, things like that. You want to make sure that you take care of that, even though we got cold weather tonight. We'll still have some colder temperatures later in the week. We will be warming up, but you still want to make sure that you take care of that so it doesn't happen tonight, because it could very well happen tonight if they're not taken care of. So there are a few things that you can do to protect your home from the freezing temperatures. Of course, protect all of the exposed pipes. If you have any water hoses outside, make sure you detach them, you drain them, and you want to maintain that slow drip, just very slow drip from your faucets. Experts do recommend you doing these things as soon as you can, saying that it'll help prevent your pipes from bursting like that when it burst outside.
It is a very minimal cost compared to an expensive repair for a plumber to come out and repair a pipe underneath your home, or if a faucet freezes over, you're looking at up to $1,000 to get something like that fixed, versus spending, $10 or $15 on some insulation. And this is something that an everyday homeowner can put on themselves. It's not very complicated. It just takes a little bit of time.
So Jackson Water is also sharing a few tips for winterizing your pipes. Of course, insulate your outdoor connections, allow warm air to reach your indoor pipes, like opening up your cabinets. They also say, Jackson Water says to avoid dripping the faucets so that we don't tax the water system here in Jackson. But really, if you have to, try to do it for a short amount of time as possible. Try to make sure you do all of the other steps that you need to do to help protect those pipes. But that's just a few things that you can do there. I love this. I'm sitting here looking at our chat here, and Stephen Blackwell says that he is watching from Environment Masters, awaiting any broken pipes from the freeze. And that's hilarious. That's hilarious. But you know what? Hey, thanks for being one of the guys that comes out to save the day when someone has a burst water pipe. Has that ever happened to any of you? Have you ever accidentally not taking care of pipes when the cold weather came in? Or maybe you had a child turn the dripping faucet off because the water's not supposed to be running, so they're being helpful and they turn the faucet off before they go to bed. But then you wake up the next morning and the pipe is frozen coming into your home. Has that ever happened to anyone besides me? Because that definitely happened to me one time. It was not fun. We did not go to church that Sunday morning. Nobody could get showers. But Environment Masters is out there awaiting any broken pipes from the freeze. So if you got any broken pipes, contact Environment Masters. Jeanette D, very sweet here, says that she is sending prayers for Canton, Mississippi, for the people in the home that lost their home this morning due to a fire. And Miss Barbara here is watching from Jackson. Yep, just cold, Miss Barbara. Unfortunately. I'm like, if I've got to deal with the cold, give me some snow. But I didn't live far south enough. How crazy is that? How crazy is that too? You normally think north means snow, south, farther south you are, it means you're probably not going to get snow. And the Mother Nature just completely reversed it on us this time. Completely reversed it on us. I'll forgive her, but I would love to see some snow in our area where I am if we're going to have to deal with any more of these cold temperatures. That's just me, though. Another thing you want to make sure that you're protecting in this cold weather is your pets. If you have any outdoor pets, they really need to be brought inside during these temperatures. They cannot thrive or survive in these kind of temperatures. And if you can't bring them inside, Mississippi law does require that that you provide excuse me, that you provide adequate shelter, like a warm enclosed area, like maybe a insulated dog house with a warm light in it, or hay, or things like that that they can get in and burrow in and get warm. So dog houses should have a raised structure, a solid floor, and a flap that will cover the entrance to keep wind and stuff from going in. If your pet is whining or shivering or stops moving, you need to bring it inside and get help, because those are signs of hypothermia. Of course, though, if you've got animals and they're outside and you can bring them inside, just go ahead and bring them in for at least, if nothing else, the overnight hours. I would try to provide for them a place to get warm outside. And another thing you have to think about in the cold temperatures is making sure that your vehicle is properly serviced and prepared to get on the roads if you have to during these cold times. So AAA does have 3 tips for keeping your car running during the cold weather. They say prepare your vehicle while making sure your tires are properly inflated and keeping the gas tank at least, excuse me, goodness gracious. Keep the gas tank at least half full at all times. What that does is that helps prevent any moisture from building up, condensation building up and freezing in the gas line. You can also plan your journey in advance. You can check weather and road conditions on our First Alert Weather app, and of course also on the MDOT website before you head out. And just like the person that we saw earlier on the Tylertown camera driving, make sure you're cautious on the roads. Streets can get icy, especially over bridges. So slow down, keep a good distance between yourself and others as you drive. And of course, you can find a full list of the vehicle safety tips at Wlbt.com. Lots of cold. Miss Barbara here says, thank God, just cold, not snow. The homeless, no shelter. That is a good point. That is a good point, Miss Barbara. And Miss Jeanette saying that she just heard that Port Gibson, Mississippi has snow. And Kimberly, of course, Kimberly saying God controls the weather. 100% true there. Well, let's talk about some of the celebrations that happened yesterday for MLK Day. Even though we had the cold weather, we had the chance of the inclement weather coming into the metro area. There were still a lot of places that had the celebrations for MLK Day. So, in Pearl, actually, there was one with the focus on educating young people on the significance of the civil rights movement. So this celebration was held at Sweet Home Church. Speakers highlighted Dr. King's work in this nation and the rest of the world for equal rights. Communities working to unite new youth sponsored the program. Yesterday's speaker was Dr. Betty Fletcher, who served as the interim president of Jackson State University back in 1999. Organizers of the program said they want the youth to know that freedom was not free, and it came at a great price in blood, sweat, and tears.
It's always been important, but it's even more important now for us to keep the story of our heroes and their legacy alive, to let our young people know the things that they enjoyed. It didn't come automatically. People suffered and died that we may enjoy the privileges that we have.
So this program has been held in Pearl for over 30 years. And then also 2 metro colleges came together to honor Dr. Martin Luther King yesterday. Tougaloo invited Millsaps. Oh, let me get this pulled up for you guys. I apologize. Here we go. So Tougaloo invited Millsaps Millsaps College students to the annual Martin Luther King Jr. Day observance happened yesterday morning. So the theme was Mission Possible, protecting freedom, justice, and democracy in the spirit of nonviolence 365. So presidents of both of the schools explained why this event is so important for students.
I want our students and their students to understand the importance of collaboration. I want them to understand the importance of cooperation. And I want them to understand the importance of respect for all mankind.
His words and his vision for this country are something that we're still working on. And all of us need to be reminded of his wisdom.
The speaker for the event was Dr. Daphne Chamberlain. She's the Chief Program Officer at the Emmett Till Interpretive Center in Sumner, Mississippi. So that happened yesterday as well. Looking back here in the chats, we have Miss Bonnie here that says, glad we don't have ice, but it's cold. God is in control of all that. I'm glad we don't have ice either. Ice would not be fun. Snow is one thing. Ice is a completely different beast that I don't want to even have a glimpse of. All right. Janet Parrott says, hi, all. Stay safe and warm. Blue, which I know Janet, Blue is her truck's name. And she says Blue is full. Miss Sandra here at St. Dominic says, it's so nice listening to you for the updates on WLBT. Thank you so much, Miss Sandra. I do appreciate that very, very much. Well, let's talk about some new implementations that JPD is putting in place for 2025 to help keep you safe, those here in the Jackson area. So Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade says that there's some new resources and procedures that are being put in place to help keep you and your family more safe. Let me get to that. I apologize. None of my stuff is wanting to work right today. It's cold. It must be in a mood. JPD Chief Joseph Wade, he told us yesterday that 81% of homicide cases here in the city of Jackson that JPD was involved in, that they were in charge of, that those cases were solved. 81% of the homicide cases were solved last year. He does credit the success to the 25 blue light cameras that have been installed across the city, mostly in higher crime areas. For crimes like hit and runs that often have few witnesses, Chief Wade says that the cameras can make all the difference. He says additional cameras and more highly trained officers will help JPD increase their solve rate for this year, which it was pretty good last year. Even when we're looking outside of for the homicides, the solve rate for all crimes was pretty good, but we are looking to make it even better for 2025.
After a marathon.
The accident investigators are certified accident reconstructionists. So we now have 3 that are investigating these cases. And we have a captain who is also certified in accident reconstruction. He is the captain over it. So we're going to drill down, we're going to funnel down our approach and be more strategic to hold these people accountable.
So JPD also plans to install new license plate readers at various locations across the city. Well, we are going to take a quick look at a word from our sponsor, Jackson Water, here in just a second. Then we're going to look at our forecast, a brief look at our forecast before we jump into more news, talking about the inauguration day that happened yesterday with President Donald Trump, as well as a local band, college marching band that was there that got to perform during the inauguration ceremony. So let's go ahead and hear from Jackson Water.
At Jackson Water, we are in the game and locked in on our goals. Every day, our dedicated teams are hard at work, ensuring that clean, reliable water flows to every home and business in Jackson. We are not just fixing pipes. We're investing in a brighter, more resilient future for our city. Jackson Water, water for all the time.
And again, thank you to Jackson Water for sponsoring WLBT Plus, making it possible to bring you this every day at 1 o'clock, plus additional coverage and additional content that we are putting together and we'll be bringing to you guys very soon. Let's look at our weather real quick. Look at the frigid temperatures out there right now. Let's see what we're looking at over the area. Look at that. It is below freezing everywhere. It's just cold. It's just cold. There's no other way to put it except for it's just cold. So we're looking at 29 in Hazelhurst, 25 down in Macomb, Macomb is an area that we've heard reports that got a lot of snow down there. 28 over in Natchez, 30 in Lexington. So we're not getting any warmer than this. This is about what our temperatures are going to stay at until they start dropping. We're not going any higher than this. If we look at our radar outside, you can see we do have a little bit of rain, possibly snow that is happening, probably snow down in Emmett County, Pike County. But in our area, it's just not here. We do have cloudy skies, but no rain in our area or snow in our area. And if we look at the next 12 hours of our forecast, you can see here, they are predicting a little bit of chance for snow, but really that's going to be more south of the Jackson metro area. And then as we go into the overnight hours, we are going to have clear skies, but it's going to be cold, dangerous cold, like extreme dangerous cold out there. 20 degrees as we get into 1 o'clock, but that wind chill is going to make it I feel like a lot colder out there. So you want to make sure that you do everything you can, if you haven't already, to prepare for the cold weather coming in. And then the next 7 days of our forecast, you see we have got, look at that, we're back up into the 60s by Sunday, looking at 64 with a little chance of rain on Sunday, 58 on Saturday. So we're still going to have some cold nights over the rest of the week. But as we get closer to the weekend, those temperatures are going to bump up for us and get a little warmer. As we go into next week, we're going to have a little bit more seasonable temperatures. Again, though, at 2:30 today, First Alert Weather Team is going to be in here, and they're going to be able to give you a more detailed, in-depth look at that forecast. So you want to make sure you are here then to watch them. So, of course, yesterday was Inauguration Day here in the United States, and we have a new president now, a new old president. He was president, and now he is president again. 47th president of the United States, Donald Trump, was sworn in yesterday, as well as Vice President J.D. Vance. And there was a lot of things that happened. There was a lot of ceremonies, a lot of programs, a lot of different things that happened yesterday during the whole inauguration day. So what we're going to do now is going to take a look at the highlights and recaps of Inauguration Day with NBC's Peter Alexander. He has more for us.
After a marathon day of inaugural festivities celebrating his return to the Oval Office, President Trump behind the resolute desk signing dozens of executive actions, starting with perhaps the most controversial.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages, approximately 1,500, full pardon. What they've done to these people is outrageous.
Pardoning nearly all January 6th defendants, effectively ending the largest investigation in federal law enforcement history. On January 6th, more than 140 officers were injured and Capitol property destroyed. The president had teased his plans to pardon at least some of the defendants, including earlier at the inaugural parade after greeting relatives of Israelis and Americans taken hostage by Hamas.
I'm going to be signing on the J6 hostages pardons.
But it had not been clear that the action would include those convicted of violent offenses, including assaulting police, which some Republicans had argued against.
If you committed violence on that day, obviously you shouldn't be pardoned.
Trump also commuting the sentences of individuals associated with far-right groups, the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys, including its leader Enrique Tarrio, who had been serving 22 years in federal prison for seditious conspiracy. Supporters for those pardoned celebrating overnight. President Trump also responding to the day's other pardon announcements. In the last hours of his presidency, Joe Biden preemptively pardoning the members of the committee that investigated January 6th, including former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, along with Dr. Anthony Fauci and General Mark Milley. None has been convicted of any crime. Biden also later pardoning members of his own family.
I was a little bit surprised that he did it because it makes him look guilty.
Trump also signing a barrage of executive orders, including declaring a national emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border and attempting to end birthright citizenship in some circumstances, a right that's guaranteed by the Constitution.
Good. That's a good one.
The inauguration day had started with unity between Trump and Biden, before Trump took his oath inside the Capitol due to frigid temperatures.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
In his inaugural address, Trump delivering this searing critique of his predecessor without ever mentioning him by name.
My recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal. From this moment on, America's decline is over.
The traditional parade also moved inside, the president celebrating in front of a massive crowd of MAGA faithful in downtown D.C.
You're witnessing the dawn of the golden age of America.
So that was just a recap of Inauguration Day and a lot of the things that happened there in Washington, D.C. And if you saw at the very end, there was a little clip of a band coming in. Well, that was the marching band from Mississippi Valley State University. They did perform at President Trump's inaugural parade yesterday. So they did travel pretty far. Here, let's let you take a look at them real quick.
They're traveling all the way from Edabita, Mississippi. Look at this, gang. This is the Mean Green Marching Machine.
Love that there was a marching band from Mississippi there at the field. I love it. I think it's awesome. So the Delta Devils band represented HBCUs at the inaugural festival, or I'm sorry, the inaugural festivities. The original plan called for the band to play outside, but of course, because of the frigid temperatures, it was all moved inside to the Capital One Arena, and the band held fundraisers to help pay for the trip. Amazing opportunity for them. I love that, and they did a great job. So congratulations to them for that. So it's a great day. Yesterday, we had a lot of MLK celebrations happening around the metro, around the country, really. And then we had the inauguration day, had the, Delta Devils band there at the inauguration parade. It was a good day. It was a good day. Well, I think, you know what, I think that's going to be it for today. We're going to cut it today here at WLBT Plus. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Make sure that you are here at 2:30 today for the First Alert Weather Team. They're going to be in here, and they are going to give you that full detailed look at the rest of our forecast for as far as the frozen temperatures go and what we can expect overnight through tomorrow. So make sure you're here at 2:30 for them. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I hope you all have a great day. Stay warm, stay safe. Make sure that you are protecting your pipes and your pets and your plants and your people. The 4 P's of cold weather, protecting all of them. I will see you tomorrow at 1. You guys have a great day. Bye.